Peace and blessings. I'm outside on the ground. I literally just woke up and came right outside. Spirit was calling me outside most of the day, and I didn't listen. She was like, "Go lay outside. Go rest outside. You need the support of the earth and the sun." So I came out and I laid in the sun. Hold on, you guys know how I feel about cricket trees. Look at that cricket tree up there, and isn't it beautiful? You see how it's like going up, then bending, then going up. I hope you guys can see it. Anyway, so I came out and I was obedient, and so Spirit was like, you need the sun and you need the water. So it's funny that my relationship with Spirit has been like this for a long time, but there are times when I'm more in tune, like really in tune, where like Spirit would literally almost tell me everything to do. So it was like, get up now. You need to go outside. Before you go outside, you need to drink water. You need to light those 2 incense. Take those 2 sun incense outside with you. So I have an incense burning on both sides of me. Now drink the water. You need to drink a glass of this every day as soon as you wake up. I haven't been drinking a lot of water out here. And I don't know why. I haven't been doing a lot of things out here. But Spirit was very clear. Drink a glass of water. And when you come back in from out there, drink another glass. I want you to clear today. And the thing about drinking water, people don't, well, I won't say people don't, but I'm going to stop saying that. But a lot of times we're not aware of how water is used a lot in spirit ritual. And it is spirit, and it moves and clears a lot. And not just in your body, like it moves a lot spiritually. So that could be one of the reasons why Spirit is like, you need to drink the water. I have watermelon and peaches, and I think that's going to be my food today if I eat any food at all. I may just do water. I don't know. It just depends on what Spirit says. And so I came out and I laid in the sun, and it was amazing. And I fell asleep. I fell back asleep out here. Spirit's like, lay on your front 10 minutes, lay on your back 10 minutes. I like when I have that kind of clarity with Spirit and I know what Spirit's doing. So as I'm laying on the ground, Spirit is like, let go, let the sun feed you, let the earth feed you, let the earth and the sun feed you, and listen to God speak. And so that's what made me turn on the video, because I don't know if you hear all these beautiful sounds going on around me. That's Goddess. That's Goddess speaking. I was listening to this song by Mom Muse last night called Liliana, and she was like, I forgot that I belonged to the earth, and the earth knew I belonged to her. And I'm tearing up. Ugh. It's been so emotional out here. I'm like, my God, I'm super sensitive and clearing, and so much is coming up out of me. But what I'm remembering is how much I belong to this earth, and how much this earth remembers me and knows me and how I come from it. You know, how our bodies are made of the dirt and the dust of this earth, and our physical form, I'm not speaking of my, cosmic form, but even my cosmic form, this earth is made of stardust too, so all of it is us. And so as I sit out here, look at this, look at what I'm looking at over there, bam, and see my reflection manifested, I'm so grateful. I was supposed to come out here and plant today, and I didn't. I don't know if you see those 3 pots right there. They need to go into the ground. I'll get them in there tomorrow. I planted last night, so I did some more planting, and I will do some more this week. And over there where that pine straw is down there on the bottom, I'm going to make that a wildflower garden. It's going to be all kinds of pretty little flowers growing right there. And I don't know what else I'm going to plant around here, but I'm going to be planting up some stuff. But, I've been walking a lot lately, and my body is changing, so I was like, well, should I wrap myself today, and should I go walking today? And Spirit was like, don't pressure yourself. Don't get so caught up in what the world's regiments are. We have been taught that we gotta beat our body into shape, and then we don't understand why we beating up on each other. We've been taught we gotta beat. And if you look at a lot of more Asian cultures or Eastern cultures, they're not doing all that rigorous exercise. They do yoga, they sit, and they get their breath right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying don't exercise. I'm not telling you don't lift your weights or any of that. I'm just saying learn to hear what Spirit wants to do for you that day, because every day is not a day to press your body, and that's what Spirit was saying. Take the pressure off yourself. You keep finding ways to pressure yourself. You keep finding ways to press the body. I was talking to some friends about Buddha, and we were talking about Siddhartha Buddha and how when he started on his journey, he went through these different schools of enlightenment, where he tried to starve himself and he tried to do these different yoga postures and he did all this stuff. And the main thing that worked for him was just being still and sitting down. Now, I say that to say, it's different for every Buddha. Christ did something totally different. The other Christ beings that have walked this earth do different things. So we can't get in a thing like, oh, this is the regiment. This is what I ought to be doing. This is the way that I ought to do it because this is how they did it. No, you got to do what works for you. And you got to listen to Spirit. So today, my regiment was to come and lay in the sun, be really still, take a nap, drink water before I come out, drink another glass of water when I come in. The sun is moving, so I'm going to move too. Drink another glass of water when I come in, and then get ready for work. So I'm sitting now. So it's different for everybody, and it's like, how do you find that space within to hear what Spirit wants to do and for and through you? You got to be willing to listen. You got to be willing to trust. Oh, I got to show y'all this. Look at those cute little purple flowers. There's little bugs living off of them, too. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see it. They're small. I was out here looking. I said, I've never found a four-leaf clover. As a little girl, I never found a four-leaf clover. I wonder what that means. So I'm out here looking at the clovers. Like, is today my day to find a four-leaf clover? But, I don't know. Just wanted to share the ambiance and the awakenings and the tones and just the clarity of hearing God speak. He's speaking. She's speaking. They want to tell you what to do. And just to share, to stop putting pressure on yourself. Some of us are doing it in so many ways. Like, change is incremental. I tell people that all the time. A tree doesn't grow 20 feet tall in a day. In this realm, most change is incremental. It's gradual. There are things you can do in an instant, but because we lack the clarity to do instantaneous manifestations, a lot of times Spirit makes it take a little time, because half the time we don't know what the hell we want anyway. And if it came instantly, we would really be fucked up. I know spiritual video is not supposed to say fucked up, supposed to say messed up. So we'd really be messed up. We'd really be messed up. So, hey, we just gotta really get into the understanding that instant manifestation is a great, great responsibility. If you want to really instantly manifest, you got to really get your character in line. You got to get your spirit in line. You got to get your auric body clean. You got to get your thoughts in line, because you got to really be able to. Could you imagine if every thought you had, like when you were mad at your husband or your wife or your children, could you imagine if those thoughts instantly came to pass when you were angry or upset? If you really had that gift of instant manifestation, that right now, or when you were mad at this structure, this society, or even the world, or even God is force. Could you imagine if what you thought instantly came into being, how reckless and dangerous you would be to yourself. Not even to the people around you, but to yourself. That if everything you thought you wanted in an instant, you could just make it be. So I'm grateful the universe has taken some of that power from us and forced us to have to really become clear through our actions and to line our actions up, because the universe is supporting your thoughts. But it's watching your actions too, because your actions prove what your thoughts really are. See, your thoughts are all over the place. We're thinking everything. We've been taught to just overthink, underthink. We get so caught up in knowledge and how profound we can be and how much we can sound more out there than somebody else, or greater than someone else, or know more than someone else in a certain field of study, or even in spirituality we get like that, how deep and vast we are, as if we are the only ones. We might be some of the few operating in those truths, but we're not the only ones, and everybody is inclined to be able to do what we do or what we can do. I mean, all of us have the ability to be in tune to spirit. All of us have the ability to see. All of us have the ability to travel outside of ourselves and really come in touch with our interdimensional awareness. So really, it's not that grand when you do it. I mean, it's what you came here to do. You came here to bring heaven to earth. You came here to make heaven on earth. You came here to support and resurrect the kingdom of God on earth inside of you, and allow that to spark that resurrection in other people. So I say all of that to say, I don't even know where I was going with it, but I guess Spirit wanted that to come out. But yeah, we're not so great, We're all in this together, and it's a good thing that we don't instantaneously manifest, because when we're having these emotional temper tantrums and or these emotional mood swings or temper tantrums, or we're acting out because we're not getting our way or what we think our way is, or because we have to take responsibility for something we don't want to. Could you imagine if every thought you thought just became a thing immediately? And really it still is becoming things. It's either pushing you closer to what you want to create or further away from. But could you imagine if that ugly thought you had this morning about that person driving on the road next to you? Imagine if that energy could fully impact them at its height and they went flipping over in the car. Because that's what would happen if a lot of us had instant manifestation powers. We would just be hurting each other, and we would really be hurting ourselves. Because you would think of that person and you would create that person that's not good for you, and then you would indulge in it, and then you would miss out on what was good for you. And I don't want to say good for you, because good is such a tricky word, especially when you deal with spiritual beings who get above and beyond what's good and bad. I'll just say which pushes you closest to your highest elevation. Because even ascension is not a chore. It's not something that we have to do. It's something that we are, experiencing. It's a part of our natural process to ascend from where we are into next realms of understanding and awareness, just as we did in our physical bodies. And nobody had to force you to become 4 years old. It just kind of happens. But how we ascend and the light that we live and lead in, and the clarity and awareness are choices, and our actions help support those choices. Our actions are a result of those choices. How about that? It's time for me to get ready to go in. So you have to have clarity in this realm, and so often I'm grateful that Spirit doesn't give me everything I think I want. And, be it people or even situations, jobs I thought I wanted, or men I thought I wanted, friends I thought I wanted, places I thought I wanted to live. I'm glad that Spirit kind of was like, nah, you don't really want that, girl. Sit down. Sit down and be still and let that go. Because I could have really ended up in some miserable places had I got what I thought I wanted instantly. So I'm grateful that there are markers in the road and times to reaffirm the choice that you say you're making. And I'm grateful that we can change our mind at any time. We can decide, hey, don't want to do that anymore. Thanks, but no thanks. And that's beautiful too, you know? You can change your mind. You don't have to, at any time, you can create something different. So I'm grateful for that too. But I'm grateful that creation takes a little bit of time to manifest on earth because it gives you time to really tune the frequency and to really see if you want the responsibility that's coming with that what you ask for. Because that's the other thing. Everything has somewhat of a cost. And so you can't create these different realities and not understand that there are going to be responsibilities that come with those realities. There are going to be things that you have to do. Like, I wanted a garden. I have to come out here and water the garden. I don't always want to water the garden, but that's my responsibility. I don't have to, but if I want my crop to grow, all the positive thinking in the world, unless I just make it rain every day, which wouldn't be fair to the rest of the world or my crops because they need sun too. you know, I'm, I have a choice to uphold that which I say I want. So I get to reaffirm my choice all the time. And that's what Spirit is giving you, a chance to really look at, is this the manifestation you want? Do you really want to live on the mountains in the middle of nowhere? Do you? Do you? Okay, well, now you got to drive 15, 20 minutes to take out your trash. Still want to live in the mountains in the middle of nowhere? Up. Now you can't see at night. You need torches to sit on your porch when you want to sit in the night sky. Do you really want to? Now, okay, it's going to take all your money to do that. Do you really want to live? Okay, well, now when you wake up in the morning, you need to get up and go plant something instead of just lay in bed and rest till work or go play. Do you sure you really want to have your own food, your own garden? You really want that? So I'm grateful, and you get that in relationships. Do you sure you really want to love him? Do you sure you really want to love her? See this flaw right here? Do you see this right here? This is something you're gonna have to work through with that person. Are you sure you really want to go through that with them? Are you sure you really want to stay in it with them? It's giving you an opportunity to clarify your creation and decide, well, you know what? I like having a garden, but now I need to create somebody else who comes out here and waters it for me. So now I got to create another reality on how I get to a place where I have a gardener. Now that's not for me. I like doing my own garden, and I really do like bonding with my food now, and I like bonding with the earth in the way that you do when you do it yourself. I would love help if somebody wanted to come help me garden. But I don't think I really want anybody else, unless I had acres and acres of land, then I might need a garden, somebody to come out and help me manifest through the land. But I like planting my own stuff. I like the science of it. I like what it teaches me about patience and watching something grow and understanding the incremental changes of growth and creation. Like, that seed was already a turnip, but it had to go through the process of blooming and blossoming into a turnip, and it had to have the right elements around it to make that happen. And so I'm grateful for those kind of reminders that things are not just, hey, today, tomorrow. We live in a society and a time where we think time is so fast or everything is so quick, but most of what we're getting quick is really watered down mess. It's not even real stuff. Like, you can get fast food quick, but it's not the same as going and sitting in a dining restaurant, and it's not the same as going home and cooking it yourself. So you can get stuff fast, but it's not it's like grade C or grade F instead of grade A. You know what I mean? Like, it's watered down. It's not the pure potency of what you want. And creation is teaching me this. The earth is teaching me this, that things take time, they take patience, they take love, they take attention. Like, people want stuff just to work right. And a lot of things will, but even your car, if you want it to run correctly, you better put oil in it and some antifreeze in it. You got to go get an oil change. You have to stay on top of those kind of things. You might have to change wires, tires. There's nothing in this life that you're doing that isn't requiring some type of attention and care and concern from you. You know, you got to watch the gauges. You got to watch the gauges in your relationship. Watch when your man or your woman is about to go hot. Watch when your children are about to go hot. They might need a little water. They might need a little time. Turn it off. Let it cool down. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to face what you're creating in your life either. That when it comes and the ripples start coming and the shingles start falling off the house, don't be afraid to go up on the roof and put some more shingles on the damn house. Don't be talking about, well, let's take a break and a step back. Because, see, when you're taking a step back, what you're saying is this is not worth the effort that it needs to sustain itself. That's like saying I'm going to take a break from watering my garden because I don't feel like watering it. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break for a week. You know what's going to happen? My crop is going to die. Doesn't care that I don't feel like it. And what I do when I walk and I go water it when I don't feel like it, I show the universe that I'm still choosing this aspect of my creation. I'm honoring what I say that I want in my life through my actions, not just my words, not just my intent. Because as powerful as intent is, it will bring stuff to you, but your action and your effort is what's going to make it bloom and grow in this reality. Your intention is a big part of it, but what your actions do is prove that your intention is true. So we got all these intentions that aren't really real. Like, we say shit. We just talk to talk to talk. I want this. I want that. And then it comes and then we're like, maybe not. Because this was going to require this of me. So that's why I love in scripture it says, count the cost before you pick up your cross. Understand what that life is going to bring to you. Up here, I'm not going to just walk out and have a neighbor to look at. But yeah, I do, because I have my landlady and she's a wonderful lady and we love each other. But I can go a whole day and not see another body, especially if I don't go into town or don't go out here walking far. If I just stay in my front yard, nobody's walking up and down this street. But I say I want, clear and clarity. Okay, phone situation. The cell phone situation is different up here. I wanted to be away from all the towers. Well, now I really only have one phone choice. And you need a cell phone for when you're out here walking and riding around. You see what I'm saying? So count the cost and then be willing to affirm your choice by not complaining because, it's only one cell phone tower. Don't complain. That's one of the responsibilities of being there. That's one of the ways you show creation in yourself, that your heart is fully. And that's another thing. Stop approaching shit half-heartedly. If you can't put your whole heart in what you're doing, just don't do it. Because what you do is you become divided and then you never fully manifest on either end. You're halfway in and halfway out. So you're going back and forth like a yo-yo or a seesaw. You never get up and you never really get down. You're just up and down. And you're on both sides of the seesaw. Nobody else is on it with you. It's just you. So you never get to where you're going. Clarity. So I'm grateful that we don't have instant manifestation at this point. I don't think most of us can handle it, myself included. I mean, I'm pretty good with maintaining my attitude, but there's a lot of times I'd have been and sent some people some places quick that would not have been good for them, that, would not have been in highest love and truth. Just in that instant, imagine if every thought you had in the second that you thought it became a thing. Instantaneously. I mean, stuff is forming, but it's forming gradually. So you have time to kind of rein that thought back in and then fine tune it so you can truly create what you want to. But imagine if every time you had a thought, like, for instance, if you didn't like insects, imagine having a thought one day while you were outside in an environment like this, like, man, I can't stand bugs. I wish we didn't have any. You would change the face of the earth forever. Nothing would survive that grows. These insects keep a lot of these plants and trees, and it's part of the ecosystem that keeps shit alive. So imagine that. Imagine if you said that and didn't even pay attention to what you were saying. So I say all of that to say, may grace be upon us. And may we continue to grow up and mature in our gifts and our understanding of who we are. Maturity is not adulteration. Becoming adult does not make you mature. Your choices in the middle of pain or peace is what make you an adult. Well, which makes you mature. You know, anybody can be an adult. Age is nothing but a number. So with that being said, I wish you love, I wish you life, and I thank you for allowing me to share, and I will continue to do so from this venue for now. Until Spirit says, shh, shut up.